you to come up to standing. We'll take those feet comfortable distance apart. And we're going to sink those hips back and down. Just as low as we feel we can, keeping the chest lifted, the abs are braced. Now we just do some nice slow squats to start with. Get those legs nice and warmed up. Get a bit more mobile. We've got 2 to go. And then we'll hold to the centre. We'll drop the chin to the chest, but the arms and shoulders go ahead of you. Pushing over a forward fold, just a little bend in the knees, just roll as far down towards the floor as you feel you can go. Then we'll slowly roll up to standing. And we'll just repeat that a couple of times. So you roll down towards the floor. And then gently back to standing. And then this next roll down, we're just going to hold at the bottom. And to bend the legs, to take the hands to the floor. We'll slowly walk the hands out into a plank. Nice strong core brace, don't let those hips drop. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back towards our forward fold. We're just going to repeat that a few times. Slowly walking those hands forwards, out into our plank, and then walking them back to our forward fold. One more time. We'll walk back to our forward fold. We'll hold it there. Then slowly roll back up to standing. And we've got a few squats to finish the warm up off with. So feet comfortable distance apart again. We'll push those hips back and down, keeping the chest up and the abs braced. Last 2. And then we can rest for a moment. So we should be feeling warm and ready to go. We're going to start with some squats today. No band, just body weight ones. The band will come in a little bit later. A little bit of a pause on these ones though. We're going to squat down. Then as we come up, we're just going to add a little pause before we make our way back to the top. So on each rep, we're going to squeeze the legs, hold on about halfway up, keep that pause, then to the top, and we go again. Nice steady tempo. Just let those feet comfortable distance apart. Chest is lifted, abs are braced, shoulders pull back. Then we'll sink those hips back and down. And we'll lift to halfway where we have pause. And then we drive to the top. And we'll repeat. So we keep this nice steady tempo, adding in this little pause. We're really focused on that squeeze through the legs. That's awesome work. Two to go. Last one. And then we can rest. We can do 2 more sets just like that. So another 12 reps in each round. Sinking those hips back and down, keeping the chest up. Abs are braced, but enjoy the recovery time first. So we've got a little longer recovery. Then we'll start round 2. So we'll take those feet, comfortable distance apart again. Chest is up, abs are braced, shoulders are pulled back. We'll sing those hips back and down just as low as we feel we can. Up to about halfway, keeping that squeeze. And then up to the top. We'll just slowly repeat. So as I said before, we keep that nice steady tempo. Really think about squeezing the legs, especially when we hold here, and driving those feet into the floor as we come back up to standing. Awesome work. We've got 2 to go. Last one. And again we can rest. We can give those legs a little shake out. A little bit of recovery. We've got another round. One more set of these. And those legs should feel all fired up. So here we've got one more set of those to go. 12 reps. A little bit of longer recovery. We'll take those feet comfortable distance apart. We're ready for the last round, yeah? Get this last set over and done with. So again, nice steady tempo. Chest is up. Keep that strong core brace. You sink those hips back and down. Then we come up to halfway with that little pause. And we drive to the top. So we keep that squeeze in the legs the whole time. 1 rep to go. And then we can rest. Fantastic. So next up we'll need our band. Trying to untwist mine. Tangle, tangle, tangle. There we go. Still working the legs. So we're going to stand on the band. And don't start yet. I'll just demo. So either hand on each hand, or if we need to, we can grab a little bit further down on the band. We're going to stand tall, a little bend in the knees, then we're going to hinge forwards from the hips. Hands go just below the knees, keeping the shoulders pulled back and that nice flat back, so we don't be rounded. Nice flat back, so we push the chest forwards and we're going to ease back up to standing, squeezing through the back of the legs. Okay, 10 reps. Let's actually stand tall, handle in each hand or a little bit further on the band, so we've lost tension here, a little bend in the knees. Then we hinge forwards from the hips. Hands go just below the knees, keeping those shoulders pulled back. The abs brace, so keep that back nice and flat, and ease back to standing. We go again. So really focus on that squeeze through the shoulders. So keep that back nice and flat. Then also the squeeze through the legs to come back to standing. Now we don't want to hyperextend at the top either, so we just come up to straight. One more rep. And then we can rest. So you can release the band. Excuse me. We've got another 2 sets just like that. A little bit longer recovery before we start set 2. But we're going to do the same thing on set 2. So either hand on each hand, or if we feel we need to, we can grab a little bit further down the band. And we stand nice and tall. We draw the shoulders back and we keep the shoulders squeezed back. A little bend in the knees. Then we're going to hinge forwards from the hips. So we tip forwards from the hips, taking the hands just below the knees, and then we drive up through the legs, coming back to standing. And we repeat. That's good. One more time. And again, we can rest. We can relax the arms and shoulders. Release the band if you need to. We've got one more set of those to come. you guys are doing fantastic work so far. Okay, last set of these ones. So you can take hold of the band again. Again, either hand in each hand, or if you feel you can grab a little bit further down, grab a little further. We'll stand up tall, shoulders drawn back, abs are braced, little bend in the knees. We tip forwards from the hip. Hands go just below the knees, and we drive those feet to the floor, coming back to standing. One more. Awesome work, guys. So we're going to stay stood on the band. We've got one last little bit of leg work to do. We're going to cross the handles over, so we've got a handle in each hand. We're going to bring them up to the hips. A little bit of a bend in the knees. We'll take one step out to the side. We'll step in and we'll step back the other way. So we're just going to do this from side to side on the spots. We step one foot out, we bring the other one in back under the hip. We step wide and back in under the hip. So just hitting some of those smaller muscles that work through the hips. A little bit more into the glutes. We're keeping the chest lifted, that strong core brace. If we want a little bit harder, or make it a little bit harder I should say, we bend those legs a little bit more. One more time each way, and then we'll have a little rest. Little bit of a rest. And we're going to do the same thing again. Only 2 rounds of these ones, then we're done with those. Okay. A little bit of recovery time, a little bit longer. We'll do the same thing again, so across the handles, bring it up to the hips. We'll bend the legs, chest lifted out to brace. Then we take a step out, bring the other foot under the hip, step out. And back again. So the feet don't come any closer than hip width apart. We just alternate which side we step to. Keeping that nice strong core brace, chest lifted. That's good. One more time each way. And then we can rest. We can step off the band. And next up, we've got a little superset. Back and chest. So we're going to come down to the floor in a moment. We're going to do a seated row with our band. Straight into some press-ups. I know, everyone's favourite, press-ups. Now with the seated row, we're going to sit down, we'll loop the band around the bottom of the feet, we'll extend the legs, we're going to sit up tall. Now either the handles can be crossed or uncrossed. We're sitting tall, we're going to draw the shoulder blades back, taking the elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades in, but taking the elbows wide as we do. So it's a nice wide row, squeezing into the mid-back. So we've got those, then we'll release the band, and we'll come into our plank position, either on the knees or toes, and we'll do some press-ups. Let's go for 10 and 10, 10 rows, 10 press-ups. So we sit up tall, we squeeze the legs, handle in each hand. If we want that a little bit more, we can cross the handles for a little bit more resistance, but either way we take the elbows out wide, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and we allow it to come forward again. So we row, 2 to go. Then we can release the band. Come around into our plank position, hands are wide, so even on the knees or toes. We've got our press ups, so those elbows track slightly back. And once we've done our 10, we can rest. It's a bit of recovery, and then we'll go again. We've got 3 sets in total, so we've done 1, 2 to go. So we'll take hold of the band again. We'll loop it around the feet. And either handle in each hand, either crossed or uncrossed. We'll sit up nice and tall. And we're going to drive those elbows back, taking them wide, squeezing the shoulder blades together as we do. And then slowly forwards again. We've got 2 to go. Then we can release the band. And then our press ups. So you're going to take those hands wide on the knees or toes. Elbows track back. Strong core brace. Now after our 10, we can rest. Enjoy that recovery time. 1 more round of those to go. Just 1 more set. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, we ready? Final set of these. So again, either hands across or uncross. Squeeze legs, sit up tall. Hand on each hand, we drive those elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And we slowly come forward and we repeat. The last two. And we can release the band. We'll come around to the hands. Back position, knees or toes, 10 press ups. Strong core brace, elbow stroke back, hands are wide. And then we can rest. A little bit of recovery time. We can make our way back to standing. So a little longer recovery, but in a moment, we're going to step on the band, we're going to come into a hinged position, and then we're going to do a reverse fly. So from here, nice strong back, so abs are braced, chest is lifted so we're not hunching, and we're going to lift the arms as far up, out to shoulder height as we can, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We've got a little longer recovery before we do that. Are we ready? 8 reps. So stand on the band. We'll hinge forward from the hips, hand on each hand. We're going to take the arms as far out towards shoulder height as we can, keeping that chest lifted and the abs braced. Last one. And then we can rest. Two more rounds to go. 8 reps in both sets. So remember, as we drive the arm back and up, we're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades in so we hit the back of the shoulders. So we're working the rear delt into the back. Also working the core hard at the same time as well, keep that nice strong brace. Okay, round 2, we're ready to go. We hinge forwards, hand on each hand, we lift those arms out to shoulder height, so as close to as we can, squeezing the shoulder blades back and together. Last one, and then we'll rest. So again, we'll have a little bit longer recovery. And then we'll go again, final set, excuse me. Okay, last round of these ones. So you'll hinge forward from the hips, chest is lifted out of brace. We'll lift the arms out, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then slowly come back down. Last one. And let's go to a rest. We will rest. A little bit of recovery. Then we'll hit some small muscles. So we're going to hit the biceps next. Because we worked the legs, the back, the chest, the shoulders. They pretty much hit everything today. So do a little bit of biceps. Okay. So today we're going to do reverse curls for our biceps. So hand in each hand, palms facing towards the body, and we'll alternate the arms. We'll curl one up and then we'll do the same on the other. So the palms stay facing, well, they'll face the floor as we start to lift, but they start facing in towards the body. Like I said, we'll alternate the arms. 6 reps on each arm. Stand tall, strong core brace. Let's go. So we curl one hand up as far towards the shoulder as we can, and we'll do the same on the other side. So it's not only going to work our biceps, but it's going to work our forearms too. Last one, and then we can rest. Bit of recovery time. Now if those are feeling uncomfortable and they're feeling too tough, turn your palms to face forwards and just do standard bicep curls. If you can, we're going to stay with the reverse curls. So we get a little bit more work through the forearms. Grip strength is important, and that comes from the forearms. Or a lot of it comes from the forearms. So second set in a moment, and we're going to up the reps. We're going to go 8 reps on each side. Still alternating the arms. Okay, we stand up tall, strong core brace. Let's go. Last one. Now you get more rest. We got one more set, and then we're done with these. And in this last round, we're going to try for 10 reps on each side. Yeah, make it a little bit harder for the last one. And then we just got to stretch after this. So this is our last bit of hard work. Let me stretch. Okay. I'll be feeling ready. 10 reps on each side. Again, if it feels too much like this, just go to your normal bicep curls. Okay, let's go. Last one on each side. And then we can rest. Oh. We can get rid of the band. And those biceps might feel like they want a little stretch and a little release, so we'll take those arms out at shoulder height. And we're just going to rotate them, thumbs go from towards the ceiling, towards the floor, so we get this nice stretch and release through our biceps. And then we'll gently release. Here we'll take the hands behind us, we'll then place our fingers. We'll pull the hands down to straighten the arms out. And we'll take those arms as far away from the back of the body as we feel we can. And then gently ease back in. We can take a slight bend into one leg. We'll bend the other one, we'll take hold of the ankle, we'll draw the knees together, hips tucked under. We'll keep a strong core brace, and if you need to, hold your ear, hold a wall, hold a chair, whatever you need to help keep your balance. And then we'll release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And release. One last stretch, we'll take a nice deep breath in. As we do, we'll sink into a little bit of a squat. We'll circle the arms overhead as you come out of the squat. And then as you breathe out the top, just relax your shoulders. And circle the arms back. And down. We'll do that one more time. Nice deep breath. As you breathe out, relax your shoulders. And circle those arms back. And down. Awesome work, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one.